Honorable Ministers here present, the Chief Secretary to the Cabinet and the President, Dr. Mishek Sibanda, the Chairman of the Public Service Commission, Mr. Hongwe, Dr. Hongwe, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Arts and Recreation, Mr. Mpazwiriho, and other permanent secretaries here present. The permanent secretaries here present and deputy chief secretaries, if there are any. The chairman of the EmpowerBank, Mr. Raymond Jandike, and board members, management and staff of Empowerment Bank. The chief executives of banks and captains of industry and commerce here present. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Honorable Kazepe Kazembe, for inviting me to this wonderful event. Today marks a significant milestone in the history of Zimbabwe and also in the banking sector, as we usher and come here to launch a new kid on the block, EmpowerBank of Zimbabwe, with a primary focus for financial inclusion and help the youth to do what they are good at. Let me start by congratulating management, staff and the board of EmpowerBank for this oversight, the sight, the vision and the mission of starting this bank. It is only last week but one when we launched the Women Microfinance Bank, and today we are launching the EmpowerBank, which brings to numbers the 6th bank in this country, being the microfinance institutions, deposit-taking financial institutions. We have over and above the 6 microfinance deposit-taking institutions. We also have 175 non-deposit microfinance institutions, whose job is also to ensure that financial inclusion in this country is, and indeed, championed in this country. Over the years, we've seen that the mainstream banking, the traditional bankers, they've been shunning the youth and of course the women in the economy because of the traditional type of banking. And therefore, when we launch the EmpowerBank, we are so excited that it's going to take that void which has been left in the economy. Inclusivity is key for economic growth and development. Inclusivity, it means that we want to include everyone in the banking mainstream, which means that the EmpowerBank is there for the youth to ensure that they now also have bank accounts, so they also access the financial services that are there in the banking sector. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the Reserve Bank is championing the implementation of the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, which was launched in 2016. Implementation of this strategy requires banks like EmpowerBank to take on board the youth for development. But the youth constitute more than 36% of the population in Zimbabwe, and therefore ignoring that proportion, it is not good for the economy anywhere in the world. And therefore, the new baby on the block is coming to fill that gap, to ensure that at least there is someone who can talk to you at the same level, who understands the youth aspirations, the youth projects, so that they can also be part and parcel of the Zimbabwean economic agenda. Creating an inclusive financial system is certainly one way of achieving that objective. Sustainability or sustainable economic growth cannot be achieved without the inclusion of the youth in this agenda. The financial inclusion is therefore the way to go for this economy. Financial inclusion is a key enabler to achieving the sustainable development goals which are, as you all know, are universal core to action to end poverty, to protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity. And the UN has put the deadline of 2030 for this to be achieved. And therefore, the EmpowerBank should be used as a conduit, as a pathway to achieving this development agenda of removing poverty and also ensuring that there's peace and prosperity in all countries. EmpowerBank is expected to play a vital role through reaching out to the youth in the low-income groups, including, as we've heard here, the youth speak about their aspirations. You have spoken, we've listened. We expect the EmpowerBank to take action on what you have asked them to do. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, Access Finance has a significant impact on people's livelihood, in addition to stimulating economic growth. Without finance, there's little that a person can do in projects. Banking is the nervous center of an economy. Banking is the financial heartbeat of an economy. In this regard, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe has established a number of empowerment facilities of up to $451 million, which can be accessed for purpose of implementing projects in Zimbabwe. I therefore call upon the board, management, and staff of EmpowerBank to put in place robust management systems to ensure that the bank adheres to good corporate governance. It is our expectation that those accessing the empowerment funds through EmpowerBank should be adequately capacitated to ensure that they also retain the funds that they would have gotten from the EmpowerBank. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, Zimbabwe is a land of opportunities. Zimbabwe is a land of many opportunities. Businesses abound. I therefore believe that EmpowerBank presents an opportunity for the youth to be empowered, and that the youth should take advantage of the vast opportunities in this country, from agriculture to tourism, to manufacturing, to mining, to trading, to exporting. The opportunities are so significant in Zimbabwe. Many people always ask me, what should you do in this country? Which projects should you go into? There are too many to mention. Let's use our passion to drive what is good business. We also know that the major challenge that the country is facing right now in terms of accessing funds is about security. It's about collateral. When I go to my office, I always hear many people asking, from the women to youth to many people in business, it's about security, collateral. Why do banks ask for collateral? It's very simple. It's because they want to have comfort for lending. What we have done as a central bank is to ensure that we create other avenues to provide financial collateral. These include the registry to enable the disadvantaged people to ensure that they don't have problem in collateral. We are also talking about asset-based financing. Your Excellency, Command Livestock, for example, is a candidate for an asset-based financing structure, whereby the cattle, the beasts, are taken in security. Therefore, it means they need to be assured. That enhances the collateral. If you are doing poultry, you need insurance to ensure that when the things go bad, the insurance becomes your security. So there are many tools, there are many areas to enhance security. We also put in place at the bank a credit registry which promotes a robust credit information to ensure that people, they know each other when they are getting loans from one another. We've also put in place a credit guarantee scheme which provides security for the youth to ensure that when they go to the banks, they're also provided the collateral. And therefore, we are trying to move We are therefore trying to remove that constraint in terms of access to financing. This we have done because it's very important for the youth, for the women, and for people in Zimbabwe to access funding from the banks. Your Excellency, the economy can only grow when the youth are also growing. Because an economy without the youth, which are growing, it means that that growth won't be sustainable. We are quite happy, Your Excellency, that the economy is on a positive economic trajectory. Most sectors in this economy are growing, from food to stuff, or from food processing industries to packaging, from mining to fuel distribution. We have seen the economy going forward. It's very positive, Your Excellency. Business confidence has significantly increased. It has improved over the past 6 months. The EmpowerBank, we should therefore propel this economic trajectory. We expect them to take this further. We are quite happy with that, Your Excellency. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, it is my sincere hope that our youth will take advantage of this development which we are celebrating today, to seek access to financial services and improve their livelihoods. As we all know that behind any business, there should be plans. I want to urge the youth today to ensure that your good plans should follow money, or opposite way, that the money always follow good plans. If you don't have a good plan, please don't go to the EmpowerBank for asking for money. Because you need to, first of all, to come up with a good plan that you can go with to the bank and be assisted by the bank. Therefore, in banking, we say that good money follows good plans. So you need to use your passion and use that good plans for you to access money. It is our sincere hope that EmpowerBank will fill the gap in this economy to assist the youth, to assist the economy to go forward. Makorokoto, congratulations, Amshope, may God help Zimbabwe. Thank you.